Was Amber and Stu Macher related? I want to talk about this. What's up? Welcome to Destination Station. As always, I'm Destin. Thank you for clicking on this video. Follow me on all my socials and everything like that. What's going on, my fellow freaks and geeks? I have a video for you today, and I am really puzzled. Like, I just got done rewatching Scream 5 again, or Scream 2022. And this part right here, I have it on the screen, it really puzzles me a little bit. Like, with this whole where Tara is being attacked at the beginning of the film, you know, in the Drew Barrymore fashion, and you see that there's like a recording, like maybe the killer is outside of Amber's house, and they're taunting that, and we all know that Amber is residing in the Stu Macher house. And then we hear later on that, you know, when Richie and Sam go and question Dewey for help and ask him for his advice, he says, you know, look at the love interest, and Richie made a statement stating that I was in Modesto with Sam when Tara was attacked. And we know that it's hours away, so there's no way Richie could have been there. It could have been the one attacking attacking Tara. So when Tara is looking at her phone right here and she sees Amber brushing her hair in the window, and it looks like the killer's outside of her house, and she's you know, and the killer is taunting her with these questions, and if she gets it wrong, she's going to kill Amber. So my question is this a pre-recorded video? Because the way it made it looked like it was happening in real time. It looked like it was like it was all like live stream or something like that. So if that is the case, with the way Tara was grabbing a knife and was going to head out the door and go help Amber, they obviously live somewhere close. So is there a fourth killer? Is there a third killer? Because if you really think about it, if Richie is in Modesto with Sam, and then Amber is at her house at this point, and then there's another killer that's on the phone, and then there's another killer that is got the knife right here, you know, holding the phone, then you know, I mean, it could be the same killer that's on the phone and the one that's got the knife. But if there's two killers at this exact time, and Richie is over there, and somebody is at the front door or back door of Tara's house, then there has to be a third or fourth killer. And maybe we'll get that reveal in the next film. But I also want to dive a little bit deeper about that. I want to talk about how, like, Amber lives in the Stu Macher house, and we've made plenty of videos about how theory videos about how Stu is back, and how he's, you know, he's the forgotten. He's here because, you know, they've made all these sequels about, you know, that doesn't really touch on him. He was one of the original killers with Billy, and Billy got all the fame for the Woodsboro murders. Every time you turn around, you hear, you know, Billy Loomis, and Stu's just the accomplice. And if Stu did survive, he's out for blood this time. He wants to make his legacy. He wants to put his stamp on this Woodsboro town. So my theory is this could be Stu. It has to be Stu. I mean, think about it. Even if Amber is living in the Stu Macher house, you know, and Amber made a statement at the very end where she says that, you know, like, once my parents bought this house, I've been obsessed with the films. What if it stayed in the family? What if Amber is Stu Macher's niece? You know, we hear that, you know, like, Vince is his nephew, but I was thinking, you know, like, for a long time during the marketing, we did not get Vince's last name. We did not get his last name at all. Through all the marketing before Scream came out, before the release, we kept saying, our question was like, who is Vince? We just see his name Vince, and it never gave his last name. Then eventually, right before release, they finally put Schneider on there, because I'm pretty sure like they were getting a lot of feedback saying like, who is he? Is he related to somebody or whatever? And so my question is like, was that just a throwaway last name, or or was there something that was going to be more connected originally, or that is going to be connected later on in the films? Because Vince was pretty much the first one to go, and we didn't get a lot of screen time from him, but we did learn later on that Vince was Stu's nephew. So what my question is like, what if like Vince and Amber were like step siblings, or maybe they were siblings and maybe they did share a last name, maybe his dad and her mom, or her dad and his mom were together and they actually inherited the Stu Macher house, or they bought the Stu Macher house from one of their family members, and that would go on to the fact to say, like Stu could have actually been living in the house with Amber. What if Stu was there the entire time of the climax of the last film and we just didn't know it, and he was just watching from behind doors? What if he was actually the one that called Richie on the phone? There's a lot of theories out there that, whenever you think Richie has the upper hand towards Sam, and then the phone rings and Sam's like, "That's for you," it's assumed that it's Tara calling from another room. But what if it isn't? What if it was Stu? What if it, that's like that's like a long shot, I know, but it's very fun to think about, and I really do think that they are going to lean towards more Stu, because this is, if you think about any of the sequels of Scream, this sequel mentioned Stu more than any other sequel. Any other sequel, it's like it kept telling you, like even like the opening question stating, like, who are the killers in this first Stab movie? And she says Billy Loomis, and she thought it was right, but no, it was incorrect. It was Billy Loomis and Stu Macher. Just leaning on that fact that Stu Macher is forgotten, and possibly Stu Macher is back for blood, and he wants to make a requel. He wants to erase all the sequels that forgotten about him, and this is his new legacy. This is a new timeline, and this is Stu's timeline. He wants them to remember him. He wants to be the Woodsboro murderer, because they never in any of the films stated that Stu Macher was actually dead. They never said that. And if I remember correctly, Dewey, whenever they were talking at Mindy's house and they were given the rules, and they were talking about like requels and what's going on, and they asked who is Stu Macher, and Dewey says he was Billy. He was Billy's accomplice. He is a real Looney Tune. So he's not really talking about him in the past tense. He's talking like he's still alive. Plus, there was that YouTube video stating at the very bottom, if you caught it, saying that, did the real Stu Macher survive? So they're teasing with this. Is he still alive? Is he not? They still could go, this approach. At this point in time, it probably wouldn't be that surprising. So you'd still have to have some other surprises of like the other killers that's working along with Stu. But Stu being the mastermind would be really creative. And I think that this right here with the knife, the killer holding up the knife and looking at Amber, I think that is either his niece, could be his daughter. He could have, got out the loony bin and had a wife or started a new life. Or this could be his little sister. His parents could have had another kid. Who knows? Because really, where are all the parents in the Scream movies? Like, where's Amber's parents in this? Did Amber and Vince really like share parents? Share parents. You know what I'm saying? Like was Amber and Vince like secretly like brother and sister, or step brother and sister, or half brother and sister? I really think that the Stu Macher house there's more to it than that. I think that I think Amber and Stu is related in some way, shape, or form. And I think this person right here holding up this knife, looking at Amber, I think this is none other than our Stu Macher. I could be wrong about this. I could be completely wrong, but I think it's just a weird coincidence that we're getting a lot of Stu Macher references in this last movie. And the original idea for Wes Craven and Kevin Williamson was to bring Stu Macher back as the original killer in Scream 3, and until that script got scrapped. Script got scrapped. And so yeah, I might be wrong, but damn it, if I'm right, you better come back to this video and tell me that I'm right, because I just have this gut feeling, y'all. I have this gut feeling. And I am meeting Matthew Lillard in 2 weeks at Texas Frightmare, and I'm going to do a video. I'm going to try to get an interview for him on my channel. So subscribe to Destination Station, like this video. It helps out the channel a lot, and everything is for West or for West. Did I say for West? For West. And so yeah, so hopefully we get some confirmation, because they're about to go into production for Scream 6. So I'm excited. It's a good time to be a Scream fan, isn't it? So subscribe to Destination Station, like this video, follow me on all my socials, and I'll see you guys when I see you guys. Peace.